If you want anybody in Phelps County to know who you are, this event is the one to be at. This is bigger than Christmas.
I grew up in the capital of Missouri, Jefferson City. It's located on the Missouri River in the middle of the state, and for the record, that would be the northern edge of the Ozarks. Now, growing up there, I certainly had heard of Missouri University of Science and Technology, which was then called University of Missouri at Rolla. And it was known for two things mainly. The first thing is this is where the smart kids normally went. And the second thing was a St. Pat's celebration. But here's the deal about St. Pat's this year. It's the 100th annual. Now, the first was in 1908, so this is a big deal. Of course, I was here in response to an email invitation to walk with Wayne in the parade, and that Wayne being, of course, Wayne Bledsoe, the professor and bluegrass legend who's running for state representative. I was a little taken aback, I must say, in fact, when I arrived at the parade, because the first thing I saw was an army of John Deere tractors plastered with the name of Wayne Bledsoe's opponent, Dan Brown. I was heartened to find Wayne and some other Phelps County Democrats at the scheduled location in what turned out to be a combination of sort of walk with Wayne and walk with the Democrats in general, since, you know, the number of Phelps County Democrats that are willing to walk in the St. Pat's parade doesn't really constitute enough so that we can have several for each candidate. So I visited with some of the folks who were there supporting Wayne and the Democrats, and I asked them mainly, you know, what were they doing there?
We're going to walk in the parade and visit with the people, and it should be a lot of fun.
I'm here to support the Democrats.
It's wonderful to be out here today on this magnificent 100th anniversary.
Let's hear it for the Democrats.
It's certainly a time that we can all have fun.
Woohoo! We're good to go. We love parades.
So we start walking, and we turn the first corner, and I knew this was going to be big, but I didn't know it was going to be this big. I looked down this little main street in Rolla, and there are literally tens of thousands of people lined along the side of the street, ranging in age from infants to some guys who look like they were there at the first St. Pat's. In the Rolla Daily News, a police chief said the following with respect to the crowd, quote, "We don't have an estimate on the crowd, but it was big," unquote. So anyway, I'm saying tens of thousands. And these people, they're dressed in outfits of all sorts, of course, and all I can hear for a long time are people, mainly children, yelling something about beans. And I don't know what beans had to do with anything until I realized they were saying beads, like B-E-A-D-S, which in turn explains why there were boxes and boxes of green St. Pat's beads in the back of the Walk with Wayne van. As I mentioned before, I was last involved in politics when I was a child growing up in Jefferson City. My parents were very involved in Republican politics, and I used to help. And these are positive memories because it all seemed like a party to me, running for office. When my mother was a campaign manager for a state representative candidate, a fellow named Jim Strong, the main thing that I remember is my brother and I riding around with him in an old panel truck painted red, white, and blue with advertisements for Jim Strong. And we used to stick flyers in doors and put signs in yards. But the coolest thing was that Jim Strong used to always take us to get ice cream afterwards. I mean, who wouldn't vote for a guy like that? So you hear a lot about negative campaigning and the stresses of the campaign trail, but you don't hear too much about the excitement and the festival that really is a political campaign. It's fun. You should give it a try.